Traveling is one of the most influential things I've done in my life. It's helped me develop as a leader. I've been able to travel quite a bit. I've been to China and the Czech Republic, to Belize, India, Australia, Jamaica, Germany, England, France, and so I've been to quite a few different places with quite a few different backgrounds of people and different cultures. And learning about these different cultures and how to relate to the people has really helped me develop a lot of the skills I've needed as a leader to be able to relate to these people and understand some of the differences in these cultures, and they can be very different, the needs of the people, and some of the needs worldwide are completely the same regardless of the culture, regardless of where you're living. And being able to see these firsthand and meeting the people and relating to them has really grown me as a person as well as a leader. One of the trips I want to talk about in particular is my trip to India that I took my junior year of high school. It was a missions trip to a school, but the school found out that the children were some of the children were not performing as well as the other ones. They looked into why this was, and they found out that the kids were being mistreated at home, either neglected or the parents were not able to provide for the needs of the children, or there just were no parents at home. And so they decided to take these kids in and raise them at the orphanage and pay for their food and their clothing and let them live there. And so we spent the week hanging out with these kids. We taught them lessons and played games with them. There was one little girl in particular who loved to sit on our laps. Just one of the most joyous little girls of the group. You know, some of them didn't feel like playing with us, but this girl loved to. And she had a stomach disease she developed from being malnourished, and she wasn't going to be with us for much longer. They said in the next few months she would pass away because they didn't have the means to pay for the operation. And hearing that broke me at my very core, and it just challenged my values and what I wanted out of life, and really challenged me to step outside of myself. So traveling has been one of the most important things that shapes me at my very core, but another area that I've learned a lot of leadership skills is through music. I've always loved music, and so once I got to college that never changed, but I decided to get into the more technical role of learning how to run sound and do live mixing and even some recording. And it's a very technical role, and so it kind of relates to stage 3 of the lid model, where you just focus on getting things done. And that's always how it was for running sound, is you've got a very specific time frame to get things done in, and you have to have all of these technical things together and working by the time the show starts. And we would borrow a sound system from a local church to run one of the sound shows for the organizations, and we had to set up everything from scratch every week. And it's a very technical role, very time intensive, and I began to kind of focus on the task at hand more than the people that were there working. And it wasn't until this year, when I started having to train the new sound guys, that I realized that it's more about the relationships you make with the people. Because if you have any questions or anything like that, you need help available for you to be able to answer those questions. And that's what I am now for these guys. And I realized that it's more about helping them feel comfortable and building a relationship with them than it is teaching them the technical aspects of how to run sound. And so that kind of transitioned me from stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5 on developing others and training them up to be the leaders that they need to be as well. And that translates into who I want to be as a person. I want to be someone who can train others to be a better leader and a better person, and have the same for me, find people that can train me to be a better leader and a better person. And that's what I'm really passionate about, whether it be through mission trips and being there for people in different countries or different needs, or just as simple as running a soundboard. I want to make sure that the relationships that I have with people are strong and meaningful, and because those are the relationships that have changed me, and so those are the relationships I want to build with other people in order to change them.